What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we're going to be getting into the Philadelphia Eagles, the runner ups to the Super Bowl, and get into their draft class from 2023. All right, so the Eagles and Howie Roseman every year end up doing this. They end up finding guys that shouldn't be there in the first round where they're picking, and they do it. So they traded up one spot, didn't give up much. Good for them. This is an A-plus pick with Jalen Carter. Interior defensive lineman from Georgia. He gets to pair up with a couple of his other running mates on that Georgia defense, and on top of Fletcher Cox, which Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, those are two guys that if you're worried about Jalen Carter's maturity, those are two guys that are going to calm him down and kind of teach him the ways. So you're getting all the athlete without the attention, the negative attention. So elite explosiveness. He was my favorite guy in this entire draft. And again, they're going to calm him down. So he can do everything: stop the run, pass rush. He can play up and down the line. And again, he's not going to be asked to do too much because Fletcher Cox is there, and his running mate Jordan Davis, who they drafted last year, was there. And then in the second round, they went and got edge rusher from Georgia, Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, 6'3", 235 pounds. I just heard him in an interview. He's a funny cat, man. He's got a good character. He's always smiling. He just sounds like a really cool guy. But he's a freak athlete as well. For his size, he holds the edge really well in run. He doesn't have very many true pass rush moves because he's so physical and so athletic that you didn't really need him to develop anything like that. I think he's going to be able to work more with his hands, especially with some of those other guys that the Eagles have. And you're going to see him develop a pass rush repertoire that's going to make him one of the best edges in the league probably in 1 or 2 years. You're going to be talking about him with the Bosas and the Watt brothers and guys like that, I think. And Myles Garrett and stuff. You'll be talking about Nolan Smith up there with them. Then they took Tyler Steen, offensive lineman from Alabama. He played tackle a lot at Bama. He also played some guard, but I think he's going to fit in at guard and occasionally come out to tackle if they need someone to fill in for an injury or something like that. He's 6'6", 320 pounds. He's got good lateral agility, and he's got good footwork as well. He's just not the strongest guy there is, and that comes on the point of attack out on an island as well. So I'd be worried with him having to go one-on-one with a defensive end, and next thing you know, they turn it into a bull rush because he doesn't anchor that well. I think at guard, where he's going to be double teaming a lot more, it's going to help him out a ton. This pick, man, I love Sidney Brown. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know I talk about him all the freaking time. Sidney Brown, safety from Illinois. I gave it a B minus. It's where I wanted him to go. He's 5'10", 210 pounds. His functional athleticism is perfect for playing safety. He's big build. I mean, you look at him and you would not be thinking football player. You'd be thinking more of a bodybuilder. Like, he's got that kind of body. He's instinctual and always around the freaking ball, man. He's always making plays on the ball. He knows exactly where it's going. Again, not the greatest tackler, and don't want him to man up against anyone, but he's gonna be playing on the back end, and on the back end, he's gonna get a ton of picks. I really like this pick a lot. I think he's a day one starter. I think he's someone I'm gonna put some money on as defensive rookie of the year. Round 4, they got Keely Ringo, cornerback from Georgia. So again, another Georgia guy. I gave this an A plus. They're just grabbing guys that, again, this is a first round talent that just needs a little bit of help growing. In a year or two, I think he's gonna be one of the best corners in this class. And this was a really good corner class. I believe he was taken as corner like 7 or 8 in this class, which is just insane. Maybe it was more than that. I'd have to relook it up, but I had him as my corner 4. Or excuse me, my corner 5. I thought he was pretty decent in man coverage and zone coverage. He just was a little grabby, obviously, and he needed more development of knowing how to get back in phase when he broke it. Um, but again, his ball skills are through the roof. He makes athletic catches like a wide receiver, and I keep saying just because I don't really know what else to say about this guy. This is a household name. You guys should know who he is. He was talked about as a first round pick, so to see him get all the way over here, I think the Eagles got another one. And then in round 6, they get Tanner McKee, quarterback from Stanford. He's 6'6", 230 pounds. He's got the NFL body. He's got really good arm talent, I think. He's kind of got, I don't want to say gunslinger mentality, but kind of a gunslinger mentality. He doesn't have the best footwork. He's a little inaccurate, but he's got the size. And again, you're not asking him to step up and be QB1. You're asking him to develop. And next thing you know, you've got, what the Patriots used to do, where you've got Tom Brady, but you draft a quarterback in Jacoby Brissett or Jimmy Garoppolo, and then you trade them away and get some picks. You got a nice backup that you develop and make some picks. I think that's what they're going to do with Tanner McKee. I think they're going to have him for 2-3 years. He's going to jump in a couple games, and he's going to look really good, and they're going to sell him off. And I like him. I thought he was a second-round pick. I thought after Hendon Hooker he was the next guy, and for some reason the league didn't think the same. Sean Clifford from Penn State got picked before him. So I don't know. Maybe people didn't like his inaccuracies and his footwork, but I like him. Another good pick here, Moro Ojomo, the defensive lineman from Texas. He's 6'3", 290 pounds. I think he's got good length, and I think he's a guy who you can push out to be a big edge. I think he can do that on short yardage situations, on goal line situations, push him out to be an edge. He's not that twitchy, doesn't really have any rush moves, but he's strong at the point of attack, and he's got good motor. So I like this pick in the 7th round. I was thinking, obviously he's a day 3 pick, but I was thinking more of a 5th round guy. To get him in the 7th round as a guy who's probably going to be, again, they've got a really good defensive line, so he's not going to rotate in very much, but he's a guy that if you have to, you could fill him in really anywhere along the defensive line, and I think he'd do pretty well. Again, he's not going to make splash plays. That's not what he's there for. But he's a guy that you're not going to watch get washed down the line of scrimmage or anything like that. He's going to hold his own. So I really like that. In the 7th round, I honestly, there's got to be something I'm not seeing for him to last all the way to the 7th. But that's it. That's all I got for the Philadelphia Eagles. So go ahead and leave a like on this. Put down in the comments if you disagree with me. And we will see you next time. Peace.